Hello. Welcome to my Don't Starve Together tier list. I redoed it because after playing for over 100 hours, I wanted to change my opinion on some of the characters, ever since the reworks, of course. So, yeah, I realized I wasn't recording. So, yeah, I gotta do this all. I had to do this. I did all this, I had a whole explanation, and, yeah. Not, I, I realized I wasn't recording, I got really mad. So I'll just tell you my opinions on every single one of them, and we'll start from bottom to top. And I might change some things. Okay, let's start with F tier. I mean, I don't need to explain this because Wes is, he's not a great character. But I think since his walking cane building's pretty useful early game, but I mean, you should just get a walking cane, but that will make him better than the worst character in Don't Starve by far. This, she's useless outside Shipwreck. It's, yeah, including, I wanted to change this. I was debating. At least, like, all she does is she has a surfboard and she dries off quicker. And that's it. And she also gets sandy when she rides waves, so, yeah, okay. She's good early game in Shipwreck, but once you get an actual boat, you don't even need a surfboard. Bad. Worst character in this game by far. Actually, yeah, I think, because he's not useful in any, he's only useful in Shipwreck. Because, I mean, outside of it, he'll constantly lose sanity, and I mean, there's really no point in him. So he can find treasure, and he has a really good boat. Well, it's not the greatest, but it's pretty good. Infinite cannon. So yeah, he's pretty good in Shipwreck. So actually, for that, I will put him back in E tier because he is a pretty great character in Shipwreck. But outside of it, no. Wormwood, Hamlet, not bad. In Solo Don't Starve, not bad, but not the greatest. But in DST, he's garbage. In Solo Don't Starve and in Don't Starve Together, his healing is garbage. It takes way too long, and you have to use in Don't Starve Together. You have to use jelly beans if you want food healing. Not great. And I guess his planting's pretty good in Solo, but in Don't Starve Together, ever since the Reap What You Sow update, literally no point in him anymore since you can grow plants. You can mass produce them a lot faster. So there's really no point in playing Wormwood unless you want a living log farmer, of which you will literally enslave this guy. So he's great in Hamlet because of plant friends, but even then you can't tame them, so not useful. Also in spring he will bloom, but bees will chase him constantly, and he'll lose hunger a lot faster, so it's not fun. So yeah, not great. Though he can eat foods that would hurt people's health, so I guess that's not that bad. But still, not great. Walter. No one plays Walter, though I know he can be good and cheesing some bosses with a slingshot. And Wobie's just a, you don't need a beefalo anymore. So, yeah, pretty good. Also, his crafts aren't great either. And every time he takes damage, he'll lose sanity, which is really stupid. And he's allergic to bees, so Bee Queen's not fun. Wilba. I don't know anyone who plays Wilba. In fact, I will put her below Walter. Because Wilba, her wear form is, it's not bad, but it's really not that great, and she can easily die, and she loses hunger a lot faster. Also, people just skip the curse. They usually just go on a boat in Hamlet and then just wait it out. Warley's, I have a lot to talk about him because in single player he's not great, and even in DST he's not great, but he's a lot better in DST than he is in solo. In solo, he has no unique recipes. He does have unique ones, but they're not great in Shipwreck. It's mainly just more food and health-related stuff and sanity. But in solo, he can now, Volt Goat Jelly. So everyone wants to use Volt Goat Jelly combined with the spices. But no one will play single player even in DST because, I mean, he's not that great alone. He's great. If we were talking about team character, he would be B tier. But solo, he's not great. The only reason you play him is with Celestial Portal. You change to him, make Volt Goat Jelly with the spices, and then just change back. So, no point. Winona, she was so close to being in D tier, but since her downsides are just terrible. Like they are the worst. Her downside is that, well, her upside is her downside. When she can craft faster, she's at a full stomach, but she'll waste hunger doing that. So what is that? She'll craft slower if she doesn't have that much hunger. So That's annoying. She can dodge one hit from Charlie, which is it's not that bad. Like, you can pull out the torch like once and then just put it back, and you can just flicker just a lot reliably, but you're gonna go insane faster like that. So, her catapults are pretty good because, they can kill Misery Toadstool reliably and other bosses. But apart from that, early game not fun, and yeah, she's just annoying to play. Usually just want to switch to where to get like a catapult set up and then just change back. Willow is more of a new player. Once you like learn the basics, you shouldn't be playing her because Winter's a nightmare is her, and I guess Summer's pretty easy, but Bernie is only good for new players if they're having trouble with sanity. Nightmare creatures and stuff. So not that great. I think Wagstaff is a bit better than Wilson because of his metal visor and his other goggles that do some pretty cool things. But apart from that, his one lumberjack thing, I don't remember what it was called, but it's not that great. And well, he's not. He can't eat. He can't eat anything that isn't cooked, which is not that big of a deal because you're mainly going to be eating crockpot foods, especially in Hamlet. So yeah, not bad. And he's in Don't Starve Together, so yeah, but he's not a playable character. He's more of a lore character. So yeah. And back to Wilson, he's just the average character. Nothing really to say about him. I'm a Wilson main, by the way. And yeah, I like him. I would put him in B, but I know why people put him in C. Because he's just your average character. Though he does stomp Winter because of his beard, so yeah. Wheeler, B tier, and so close to C because, she's just a little bit of a better Wilson. Because her slide is pretty useful against kiting. So her slide's pretty useful there. Her gun is not that great, to be honest, but her compass is okay if you're trying to find a specific resource like gold or stone or flint in Hamlet, but outside of Hamlet, she's not great. So yeah. Woody is B tier because ever since his rework he was E or F tier, but now he's better. So he can actually chop down trees, but he can spawn tree guards. It's slightly, but by day 100 you're gonna be spawning them like after you chop 2 or 1 trees. But that can actually be that could be a good thing because if you want living logs, you can play Woody and just get some tree guards. But his other forms, like the goose and the moose, and we already know about the beaver. I think you all know what it is, but the goose is just good for finding water-related content. Nothing else really, unless you need to bounce. So yeah. His if you want to beat up everything if you want to beat up a bunch of spiders, go moose. But against bosses, not that great. I think you should just play normal Woody for that. So yeah, he's pretty good. I could see why people would put him in A tier, but I think B tier is where he belongs. Wendy, or should I say Abigail, because Abigail does everything. Like, she's great at combat. Abigail can take down Bee Queen very reliably. So yeah, pretty good. But Wendy without Abigail is pretty trash character, and she would go straight down to F tier. Because she doesn't do as much damage without Abigail, so that's not very good. And she loses less sanity in the dark, but that's less. She still loses it, so there's really no point. Just play Maxwell if you're really bothered with sanity in the dark. God. Okay, it worked. I'm gonna put Wirt above Maxwell because this is just my opinion. This is an opinion. You don't need to agree with all this. I think that Maxwell is a bit worse than Wirt because Maxwell is 75 health. I know a lot of people think he's like S tier, but I don't think so because I'm not the pro Maxwell player who can literally dodge everything. But no, I can't. I always get hit every now and then. So yeah. But he can use dark swords and knight armor pretty good because of his sanity. So pretty good, but not. I don't think he's S tier. Though he will get a rework. He will be next. So yeah, I'll probably just make a different video about his rework. Oh yeah, Wanda's not on here, but I will tell you my opinion at the end. Wirt is better. I would put her in S, but I was thinking about it, and I think she belongs in A tier because Merms are great, but the cost is a bit annoying. And I guess she's a vegetarian, but that's not that bad because she gets a bonus for eating vegetables, so she's basically never gonna starve. I guess healing's a bit of a problem, but trail mix, so yeah. And you can jelly salad, you can still eat sandy foods, so yeah, pretty good, but the cost of the merms is a bit annoying, especially for the king merm. Though the king merm is great because you just get free kelp, which is great for pierogies and other vegetable dishes for wort. Also she runs faster on marsh turf, so no need for expensive turf, like cobblestone roads. It's not really expensive, but it's just cheaper, marsh turf. Though I wish that the huts would just, they would spawn 4. But that I could see why that would be a bit too OP. So yeah, A tier. Now let's get into the S tier. There's a lot more S tier characters now, but yeah, let's go over it. So ever since her rework, she's S tier in my opinion. Though she's not, she's so close to top A, because her books are great now. Grumblebee book can kill Crab King very easily, except for I guess the Pearl one's a bit annoying, but eh. Anyway, yeah, she can kill Crab King. Her book that can provide light, one book that can provide a full moon almost every day, if if you repair it every now and then. Which is great for pig farms. If you need more pig skin and meat, you can just keep doing a were pig farm. And yeah, she can just do a lot of farms now. So yeah, pretty good. Wickfrid is great at combat. If you are struggling with combat, just play Wickfrid. Like, I'm serious. Her helmets are cheap, so no need for pig skin. And she gains health every time she hits something. Well, every 2 hits or 3. But combine that with the song and with her one song that will literally just give her more health every time. And she's basically the tankiest character in this game, so yeah. WX, ever since his rework, I was tempted to put him in A tier, but his night vision and his speed is phenomenal. It's just he can't eat gears anymore to get stats up, but he can eat gears for so he can get his stats full, but he can't eat gears to upgrade himself, which is annoying. Because I like this OP stats. So you only have limited space for modules, so you have to choose wisely. But yeah, it's still pretty good for ruins rushing and stuff. Weber has the second best faction, spiders. They can kill bosses very easily now because of the rework. Nurse spiders just are so good. And yeah, I'm a Weber main anyway, so I would probably put him in S even before his rework. But no, I would probably put him in A. Wartox is the pay-to-win character. He would be the top, but I don't want to do that because he's paid-to-win, and I just don't play him. Ever since he got his hotfix where he can now drop souls for sanity, he can just eat his souls constantly. So now his food problem doesn't exist. He can teleport everywhere around the map, and he's just so good. But I refuse to play him because of how paid-to-win he is, and he does not deserve S tier. I would put him in F tier, but I know a lot of Wartox mains would get very, very mad at me. So yeah, Wilbur has the best. He has the best faction in the game. Monkeys are great. Monkeys can kill everything, except for maybe some AoE bosses, but they do so much damage, and one hut is really easy to make, and you get 4 monkeys. Great character, and monkeys don't steal stuff from him, they actually give him stuff, because he's the king of monkeys. His only downside is he can't talk, but that's Wes, and sorry, need to breathe. Another thing is, well, he likes bananas, so, yeah. No really downside. He can also move fast, so he's the best single player. That's why he doesn't. That's why I did put him at the top, though. But if he was, they should add him in DSD. That's why Wookie should just be Wilbur. And Wolfgang, in my opinion, may be the best character in this game ever since his rework, because now he does constant double damage, and his Hunger Drain isn't that bad. So yeah, probably the best character in my opinion. I mean, like a walking cane does as much as a spear, so infinite spear. So yeah, that's my opinion on all these characters, and thank God, because I have 1 minute left in the video. So, I plan to upload a little bit more, probably an upload tomorrow. And if you want me to change anything on this tier list, tell me in the comments below. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.